Bible in a nutshell. The secret 364-day calendar. What if I told you that the time system you follow might have been wrong since antiquity? What if the calendar that organizes your life, months, dates, religious celebrations, is not the calendar that, according to an ancient Jewish text, God established as perfect? The Book of Jubilees claims that there exists a solar calendar of 364 days, fixed, exact, and unchanging, and that any other system represents corruption. The unavoidable question is, why would control over time matter so much? The Book of Jubilees, written around the 2nd century BCE, retells the stories of Genesis and part of Exodus, but introduces an explosive idea. Time itself was revealed from heaven and recorded on heavenly tablets. This is not simply about counting days, it is about obeying a cosmic structure. Here lies the central claim. According to this text, following the wrong calendar is not a cultural mistake. It is spiritual rebellion. The 364-day calendar is entirely solar. It divides the year into exactly 52 weeks. This creates something radical. Every sacred date falls on the same day of the week, every year. There are no variations, no adjustments, no uncertainty. It is a mathematically perfect system. Now consider this. Why would an ancient text insist so strongly on mathematical perfection in measuring time? Because according to the Book of Jubilees itself, the lunar calendar, widely used in ancient Judaism, introduced disorder into sacred observances. Festivals could occur on incorrect days. Seasons could drift out of alignment. Worship could be performed outside the appointed time. And here emerges a silent conflict, two systems competing for spiritual authority. This is not merely a technical disagreement. It is a struggle over truth itself. The lunar calendar depends on human observation of the moon and periodic adjustments. The 364-day calendar is fixed and predictable. One depends on human interpretation. The other claims divine revelation. Do you see the tension? Whoever controls the calendar controls worship. Whoever controls worship influences the people. Historically, groups such as the Essenes, often associated with the Dead Sea Scrolls discovered at Qumran, appear to have followed a solar calendar similar to the one described in Jubilees. This suggests the debate was not theoretical. It was real. Entire communities rejected the official Jerusalem calendar because they believed it had become corrupted. The unsettling question arises, was the temple celebrating sacred festivals on the wrong dates? The Book of Jubilees declares that the people of Israel would eventually forget the correct calendar and follow the moon, misplacing seasons and mixing the sacred with the profane. This statement functions not only as prophecy, but as accusation. The text suggests that corruption of time would lead to corruption of morality. What if the problem was not only human behavior, but humanity's measurement of time itself? The number 364 is not random. It is divisible by 7, the biblical number of completeness, 52 perfect weeks. No fractions, no leftover days, no disruption of the weekly cycle. This preserves the Sabbath in a consistent rhythm, permanently aligned. The lunar calendar, with its 354 days, requires adjustments. The solar calendar of Jubilees does not, at least in theory. Here lies the hook. Mathematical perfection presented as evidence of divine origin, yet a technical problem emerges. The actual solar year is approximately 365 and a quarter days. A 364-day calendar would gradually drift away from the seasons. The text does not clearly explain how this discrepancy is corrected. This opens a mystery. Was there a lost adjustment method, a secret intercalation system, or was the calendar meant to be symbolic rather than astronomical? This tension reveals something deeper. A calendar is not only science, it is identity. By claiming that angels revealed the true calendar to Moses, the Book of Jubilees shifts authority away from human priests and toward heaven itself. Time does not belong to institutions. It belongs to divine order. This idea is profoundly revolutionary. Imagine the impact in the ancient world. If festivals such as Passover or Tabernacles were observed at incorrect times, the entire religious structure would be compromised. Sacrifices performed outside the appointed time would lose legitimacy. Worship would fall out of harmony with creation itself. The error would not be minor, it would be structural. The calendar therefore becomes a dividing line between faithfulness and corruption. Following the 364-day solar calendar meant aligning with divine order. Following the lunar system could represent adherence to human tradition. The debate moves beyond astronomy into theology. This discussion also sheds light on internal conflicts within Second Temple Judaism. The Book of Jubilees did not emerge in isolation. It reflects real tensions about authority, purity, and interpretation of the law. Time becomes a theological weapon. To define the calendar is to define sacred reality. And here is a powerful insight often overlooked. When you define the calendar, you define history itself. You determine when the year begins. You determine when liberation is remembered. You determine when God acts within collective memory. The calendar shapes belief. Most intriguing of all, the Book of Jubilees portrays time as part of a cosmic order established before humanity fully entered history. Time is fixed in heaven, not adjustable according to political or cultural convenience. Time becomes an eternal decree rather than a human invention. So we return to the original question. Why was this so important? Because, for the author of Jubilees, to follow the wrong calendar meant living out of sync with creation itself. It meant stepping outside divine rhythm and allowing chaos to replace order. Today, as Gregorian, Jewish, and Islamic calendars coexist across the world, the debate over time has never truly disappeared. It has only changed form. Every calendar carries theology, tradition, and power within it. The secret 364-day calendar is more than an ancient curiosity. It is a reminder that time itself can function as spiritual authority. In the ancient world, measuring days meant measuring faithfulness. And perhaps the most unsettling question remains: who defines your time today? If this content expanded your understanding of the Book of Jubilees and the mystery of the 364-day calendar, subscribe to the channel, share this video, and leave a comment below. Is time only science, or is it also spiritual control?